At long last, this is the final test. It's for the national championship, and for one of these schools, it will be their first. This is a big deal for everyone at St. Cloud State and UMass, and we are underway in Pittsburgh. We have ECAC officials in this one. Joe Caruso and CJ Hannafin are your referees. Ryan Knapp and Brian Oliver are your linesmen. Again, all ECAC officials. UMass from Hockey East. St. Cloud State from the powerful NCAA trying to continue their dominance. There's Mark Delgaizo. The Delgaizo family, such a part of the UMass tournament history the last 3 years. Oliver Chow, wrist shot, saved by Rennie. Rebound loose. Kicked around in the slot. Delgaizo at the point. To the corner. UMass applying some early pressure. That's how they ended the game against Minnesota Duluth. Jasevich! Shot is blocked. Of course, number 11 missed the semifinal game back in Amherst, as Quinn Kesnick just outlined. Back to Walker, the hero in game one for St. Cloud. That's well offside. Capital One impact players for these two final teams playing for a national championship. That guy, Nolan Walker, got the big goal, but Barry, you love Nick Perbix on defense.
I do love Perbix. Matter of fact, I think there's 40 impact players on these two teams right here. Aranek gave up a juicy rebound right off the start. That can't continue. Zach Jones, we've been talking about him for 2 weeks. The guy's just a fantastic young player. So there's a lot of impact players. There's a lot of great players on these two teams.
Jones is out there right now for UMass with the puck, number 24, one of those Capital One impact players. There's Brendan Bushy, number 18. He plays with Spencer Meyer, the captain.
Had a great game the first in the regionals. Scored a goal, big body, 6'4". Tough guy to play against, captain of the team, leader. Yep, great player.
Kevin Fitzgerald behind the net, knocked down by Kessel. I'm sure St. Cloud would love to test Filip Lindberg. Pass out in front will come out of the zone. It won't be out icing, as St. Cloud's the team that sent that down.
Yeah, Butchie, that's a great point to think about for St. Cloud. When you have a goaltender who has not been on the ice, puck tracking is hard, it's important, and if you're St. Cloud, you got to test him early.
Turnover, 2-on-1, Minutemen off the crossbar!
That turnover in the neutral zone right there, that can't continue. UMass has to be more careful in that neutral zone. That's how you give up goals, making that mistake that close to the net.
That was a twisted wrister from beating Minutemen right square off the crossbar. That echoed throughout the arena. He's a Toronto draft pick, Barry, who they really need to get going.
Well, plays like this, there's the turnover, there's the break the other way, 2-on-1, great execution. I like the fact that he shot that. I think he was made him, if he'd have made a pass, it would have been intercepted. Good work right there. Defenseman plays it well, makes the guy shoot it. That's what you do in a 2-on-1. Make the guy shoot, let the goaltender play the shooter. You pick up the rebound. Good play by the defenseman. Goaltender got a break.
A freshman from Finland who arrived late in the fall. He really had a cram to get his schoolwork done, but he did. And Brett Larson, head coach, really impressed with his play. He was able to be a quick study. Again, listen to this crossbar. Yo, ding dong, yo.
That was about as square as you can hit a crossbar, and now we're back down at the other end. UMass has the face-off. They've been good, guys. They look for these offensive plays. Anytime they win a drawback, they're pretty good about getting center ice.
I think that was the hammerman right there. I think he at least didn't lose the draw, so that's what you want out of your sentiment. Don't lose draws clean, win them clean.
3 icings in the first 2 minutes, maybe a sign of some nervousness from these two teams looking for their first national championship.
They're bound to be nervous, John. These guys at this stage, the Pittsburgh Arena, watching where Sidney Crosby skates and stuff, that's pretty cool for all these guys.
There's Brett Larson. Remember, he was a part of the Minnesota Duluth coaching staff as an assistant, so he has championship experience in that way. Obviously, his first national championship appearance as a head coach. He was a good player for the Bulldogs. Again, part of Scott Sandelin's staff, and he is just a cool, calm presence behind that bench.
I think all these Minnesota coaches and players, they all know each other. They know somebody that knows somebody.
Here's the big line for the Minutemen, Barry. Gaudet in front, just goes wide. Gaudet, Jasevich, and Chow. They were gigantic in the regional. Didn't have Jasevich. Walker, man in front, just behind, and Matthew Kessel breaks it up.
Wow, that's a great recovery by Matthew Kessel, but UMass has got to be careful. Their D are getting caught outside of the dots, and when you've got a team with the speed that St. Cloud has, you got to make sure you know who's behind you and you you've got to protect the middle ice.
Right, here goes Hentges again, Colby, just as you were explaining that. They are kind of releasing somebody deep, trying to take advantage of the pinching UMass defenseman we talked about for 2 weeks. Delgado late flicky 2-on-1, but the puck is deflected into the corner by Fitzgerald. The pace starting to pick up. The chances starting to pick up early.
Well, St. Cloud's not stupid. They're going to make sure they have men back, too. They've been watching these guys on tape for 2-3 weeks also, so I expect them to be much better on the pinches than we've seen other teams that played against UMass are. UMass had great success against everyone they played against. You got to think that'll pay off now by other coaches looking at the lineup and seeing what to do.
Barry, look at the forwards right now.
I know, they pulled out.
They're
gone, man.
The UMass D out, and this is what you have to do. UMass, they pinch the walls, they're aggressive, and this is what you do to neutralize it. You send the wingers out, and you spread the D out to create pockets of ice, and so far, Barry, they're doing a nice job.
Obi, they're on the way to Grandma's house, man. They're gone. As soon as that defenseman gets a puck behind the net, they're taking off, blowing the zone. I like that transition. I like what they're doing. It's a lot tougher to play against when you guys are flying the other way.
The early tactics from these two head coaches, all the film study, trying to find some openings. St. Cloud State has some room. Donahue. Slapper by Kronila. Saved by Lindberg, the Finnish center who plays with Vidi Miettinen.
Well, when we're talking about the way that UMass likes to play, look how aggressive Matthew Kessel is, number 4 for UMass, but then the recovery. I mean, when you're a big man like Matthew Kessel is, you're able to use your feet to recover, but that's a dangerous play by the St. Louis draft pick, and he's able to use his stick and his feet, but if you're UMass, you gotta be careful you're not giving up too much of center ice.
There's number 16, Hammer again, the guy we talked about, how he takes a lot of draws, 56% wins. Those are pretty good numbers.
Yeah, he lost that, though, to George Mika, but they are in control, the Huskies. Back to the point, Butchie, he's out there with Meyer. There's Hammer with the puck behind the net. Bollinger takes it away from him, and the Minutemen will try to spin away and break out.
I like the fact that the checker didn't take a hooking penalty right there. You got to be careful when you're checking from behind that you take a hooking penalty. Stay away from those.
David Rennick, the right Kings draft pick behind the net. No traffic good in college hockey. Goalies can roam all they want. UMass now with the puck. Broken up is number 19, Ryan Sullivan. He's now on that 4th line. Some line shifting by Greg Carville as he gets players back, not only from COVID protocol, but from other injuries before the Frozen Four. Luke Jaycox, number 6. Passing it up, gets deep. Micah Miller, number 15. Oliver Child takes it up. Quinn Kesnick, how's the UMass bench?
Not a great place to be right now. Greg Carville, let's wake up. He said that loudly and in a less eloquent manner.
Yeah, he's had some players out of position early on that have given St. Cloud State a chance to open up the scoring. Scoring first, so important. Scoreless so far. The Huskies of St. Cloud State. First Frozen Four appearance since we were last in Pittsburgh in 2013. Number 1 overall seed 2 years in a row, but they lose to 2 Atlantic hockey teams, Air Force and AIC. This year, they got to go to Albany. They got to go east and play 2 Blue Bloods. And they smack them right out of the tournament, BU and BC. And then they lose their best goal scorer. That's Easton Brodzinski with his leg up, suffering that leg injury in the regional. And they'll miss his goal scoring, Barry.
He's a great player. We've all loved him. He definitely is the best player on that team, so that's what I talked about. The coach can't let the guys feel sorry for themselves. He's not in the lineup. Easton's not going to come riding the white horse over the hill if we get down 1-0. You guys that are on this team, it's whoever takes his spot, you do the exact same thing. And it worked in the previous game. They showed up. They played great, played hard. And now they got to do it again one more time.
Yeah, that guy on the bench, number 10, Kyler Kupka, from the 4th line goal, from the 4th line to the 1st, and he scored. And Joe Molinar, who replaced Kupka on the 4th line, scored.
That's pretty good.
And Hammer Time scored.
Hammer Time on fire. He's already started this game good.
National championship game in Pittsburgh. Some early defensive miscues from UMass. Pass in front. Loose shot. Wide to the net. St. Cloud State's off to a great start in this national championship game.
Butchie, that's another mistake right there. You can't drop it behind you unless you know you got a man coming. You just can't leave it there.
Yeah, too casual right now for UMass. I think that's the best word. Their D are not going back for pucks hard. They generally do that very well, and I assume that's an adjustment that they will make very quickly.
Like your suits, Colby, a little casual.
You've already said something about going to Grandma's house and a white horse, so you must be from Saskatchewan.
I'm fired up about this game, man.
Hand pass. Remember, college hockey, you can't hand pass the puck anywhere. And the whistle blows. UMass, again, shots on goal. It was a problem against Minnesota Duluth. It's a problem tonight early on, just 2. Remember, St. Cloud State beat Minnesota Duluth 5 of 7 times this year in the regular season. This is a very good NCHD team. This is not a Cinderella story. They have played an elite schedule, and they played well all year long. We just showed you they beat BU and BC. Win the semifinal game here, coming from behind in dramatic fashion. They play 1-goal games. They're comfortable playing 1-goal games. This will be another tough battle for the UMass Minutemen tonight. At the point now, pass comes out of the zone on the D-to-D attempt.
Most wins too, right, Butchie?
They are ready to go, and they're built to win this one. They will roll 4 lines, just like UMass will. Just scored 5 goals and the best defensive team in the nation. Minnesota State, again, coming from behind to win in dramatic fashion. Scoring first, we mentioned, so important, especially in this game. UMass hasn't lost this year when scoring first, 17-0-1. St. Cloud, 11-3, also very impressive.
Well, if I was on the other team, I'd say they're due for a loss.
Both these schools scored first in the semifinal game, and both won. Hammer. Working on Bollinger, back and forth.
I think he watched the pregame show. The kid's on fire.
Oh! Go across off the glove of Lindberg. Great pace for the Huskies. They are skating well. Perbix, the defenseman, in front. It's loose. It's sitting there. It's behind the goal line. Perbix looking for a lane. Can't find one. Now finds one and shoots it just wide. Donahue keeps it in. Top line out there for the Huskies. Nice breakout pass. And here comes a breakaway to make it 1-0. Bollinger shot. Score! Turnover to a 2-on-1. The extra pass and the defenseman all alone to make it 1-0.
Well, you got a turnover. You got players running into each other, taking their teammates out of the play. Puck comes up the wall. Great pass, great touch pass. There's the 2 guys run into each other. It's basically a 2-on-0. And where you got both on the forehand side. Excellent job. I think the goaltender was a little too aggressive. We know that puck's going to come back. But that's a great execution right there. Good job. Good job in the turnover. Good job getting that one-timer set up for the player coming down his wrong side.
Yeah, anytime you get a 2-on-0 led by a defenseman, something has gone terribly wrong for your team. And Barry, you lit it up there. 2 guys run into each other. One defenseman is caught on the wall. We talked about that for UMass. So both of these teams, I think, guys, a lot of energy and a lot of nerves to start this game.
And St. Cloud had started so well. They looked like the better club there until this thing happened in the center ice. So you make a mistake, you got to get her back now. You got to get her back. Can't give up the next one.
How about your first career college goal comes in the championship game? Another turnover. Henches can shoot it, but it's blocked nicely by Kessel. All kinds of great scoring chances early on. Child. What a pass by freshman Ryan Sullivan. Jones across. Big line out there for UMass. Right off of that goal, Greg Carville wants another one. UMass 17-0-1 this year when scoring first. Ryan Sullivan, freshman, to Aaron Bollinger, freshman. And when age is so important, everyone's got to help out. See how the Huskies respond. But no problem with offensive zone possession and getting some chances. But it's 1-0 UMass, and Trevino picked up by Waite, the overtime hero, number 12, as the puck goes out of play.
Let's give you another look at this goal for the UMass Minutemen. Watch all of the confusion in the upper right part of your screen. 2 guys running into each other, which lets Bollinger, who is a defenseman, get up the ice. And I don't know about you, Barry, but a 2-on-0 to make a back diagonal pass, that's a confident play right there. And that was perfectly executed for UMass. And hopefully that's the spark that they're looking for on their bench.
That's what happens when you're coming back, busting your pump to try and make the play. You just see how spread out to the goaltender. There's not much else you can do.
Hagenoff, Lebster, and Keefuk out there for the UMass Minutemen now. Mark Delgaizo on defense with Connor Felix, his partner. Can't clear that. It goes right to Donahue. Can't keep it in. And taken there by number 22, Joe Molyneux. Will Hammer will dump it in, and they'll change for the St. Cloud State Huskies. Sullivan and Farmer get the assists on Aaron Bollinger's first college hockey goal, and it comes in the championship game. And here come the Minutemen again. Pass across by Mika. Again, the fourth line. Greg Carville felt that his team was more fresh the other night. Watch out for Okabe. Okabe in. Throws it across, trying to make a pass, but an excellent defensive play by Ty Farmer to break it up.
Try to pass up a shot like that when you're that close to the goaltender. Go for a rebound or something. Just don't give it up without a shot.
Multiple odd man situations for both teams in this game.
That's wide open, Johnny, wide open.
Some early developing on the UMass goal, some late developing on turnovers and defensive breakdowns.
Which isn't common. We've seen these teams play enough to know that's uncommon for these groups. They are both very responsible with the puck, but right now, a little bit of hot potato and a little bit of confusion, and I think it's the emotion, guys. I think there's a lot of nerves on this ice. A lot of these guys, they may never play competitive hockey again. A lot of these guys could be in NHL uniforms or AHL uniforms in the coming weeks, and I think we're seeing a little bit of that in this first period.
Yes, a lot on their minds as they play for a national championship. There's Chow, Gaudet, and Gisevich out there. Gisevich unable to play the semifinal game after a monster regional due to COVID protocols. That's him with the puck right now. Another hand pass in the defensive zone there for St. Cloud State. Faceoff comes outside the zone. Some unexpected early heroes for UMass. Freshman to freshman to freshman. Closing time for Aaron Bollinger and the Minutemen. Next Minutemen up, 1-0. Nick Perbix from Elk River, Minnesota, and his team down 1-0. Quinn Keswick moments ago with their coach, Brent Larson.
Coach, what's your primary point of emphasis right now with your guys?
Well, right now we can't let that goal against get us down. We've got some good jump. We've got some pace. We like it. We got to get a guy to the net. A little more traffic around there. But right now we feel like we're getting some ozone time. We need to keep that up, and we can't let that goal get us off our game.
Thank you.
Great to have Quinn down there to eavesdrop and listen to the coaches and certainly get their point of view. And Barry, I agree with Brett Larson. You got to love their team start. They're really on their toes with great pace.
They've been the better club. They've been the faster club. They've been the better defensive club until that terrible turnover in the neutral zone, which gives you a 2-on-0 going the other way. Great execution. That's what a good team does. Cloud made a mistake, and the other team, the UMass went and scored a goal and made them pay. So that's what good teams do to you now. But I agree with the coach totally, the Coach Larson. I like what we've done. We're playing well. Don't change a thing.
Hit the crossbar, inches away from opening up the scoring. An unlucky break there as beating Mietin in the Toronto Maple Leaf drop hook. Just couldn't quite tuck it under the bar. See if UMass now can get organized and structured and stop giving up odd man situations, even on possession time.
Guys, the St. Cloud D is doing to UMass what they're genuinely been doing to everyone else. They are coming down the walls, and they are making it very difficult for UMass to get into the neutral zone with any level of speed. And that's why we have not seen what we're used to seeing out of UMass with these sustained offensive zone shifts. So St. Cloud, they watched video. They had a game plan, and it has worked so far through this first period, even though they're down a goal.
Great tray by Zach Jones to wrap that around and try to hook up with Cal Keefe. Off the turnover, Laganov with the wrist shot. Quinn Keswick, ringside.
UMass's staff just getting after their guys in terms of energy level, speed, pace, and tempo. If you remember Thursday night, it was a long night. It was a battle with Minnesota Duluth that went down to the wire. Didn't get back to the hotel late. Didn't skate on Friday. I think this team's kind of picking up tempo as this game goes along, but this is not a typical UMass start.
Win the faceoff though. Bollinger shot the goal scorer just wide. Open in front. Sullivan, who made that nice pass to the freshman out there now. Farmer made the red line, throws it in to avoid the icing. Hammer up the wall, taken by Mika. Fourth line center from Naples, Florida. Kept in by Anthony Del Gaizo, who had a big goal in the semifinal game. He's now back on the fourth line. Remember, he filled in for Gisevich when Gisevich missed the contest against the Bulldogs.
St. Cloud is dropping the puck to get away from those pinches down the wall. They've done it 4 or 5 times. It's worked pretty well. They're pretty careful defensively, too. They haven't made any blunders, so they're coming out of the zone pretty good.
Behind the net, Del Gaizo did not see Krannila coming, and Krannila gets the turnover. The Finnish center is a slippery little sucker. Back to the point, towards the net. There's the bodies in front that Brett Larson won, but his team only has 1 shot on goal. Had a lot of action.
Well, one hit the post, don't forget.
Doesn't count.
I know.
But I know what you mean, Barry. But we've had a lot of action, but we've only had 5 shots on goal in 12 and a half minutes. Trevino, the Walter Brown winner, best college hockey player in New England. Number 8. Throws it in. There's Kessel, the pinching defenseman. We'll see that a lot. They can't handle that. But Gaudette has his back with some good cover. Trevino in front. Deflected. Will come down the ice. Not icing, as it was Trevino who made the pass. Lindberg wheels it around to Zach Jones. Fires up to Gaudette. Gaudette can't hit Kusevich. Kusevich is the biggest forward in this game, number 11 in white.
And probably one of the 3 or 4 most skilled also.
Here comes Gaudette. Dangling. Goes in the corner, gets shoved off the puck nicely. And the Huskies will try.
Whoa!
Gabe, look out. Hammer and Miller out there, I should say, colliding. Great microphones along the board here in Pittsburgh to give you that great audio of hockey. Perbix to the defenseman. Hard to the net. He hits the post. Literally.
He hit the goalie literally.
See if there's no arms up in the air that I can see. I don't think he was really pushed into him. Like you said, Barry, he took a beeline for Lindberg.
It was a power move. I love him taking to the net like that. You have to do that against an elite goaltender. And certainly Lindberg is an elite goaltender. Boy, he just put the arm down and took it to the net.
Greg Carvo wants an explanation. Why isn't that some sort of
Penalty. Let's take a look at it again. Power using his leg there to protect the puck.
Oh man, that's a nasty collision.
He's trying to get to the front of the net, and he certainly didn't try and get away from the goaltender. But then you see the defenseman hitting him.
He did not let up when he got there either.
That is about as big a collision as you're going to see at the net. And, you know, 2 guys that size running into each other. Bollinger, the defenseman, against Perbix, the defenseman for St. Cloud. And he's been very active in this game, number 25 for the Huskies, the Tampa Bay draft pick. He's very much looking to get on the board offensively.
Now, if that happened the other night, there would have been a lot of trepidation on the UMass bench because they really didn't have a backup goalie. But now Matt Murray, who had such a great game in a semifinal game for UMass, is on the bench. And he's ready to go in if for some reason he needs to. But here come the Huskies. Wrapper on a 10. Block. Fitzgerald's out there with Chase Brand to Sam Hentges.
You got to think there's a penalty coming soon, guys. It has that feel. There's the collision at the net, and we'll keep an eye for it.
All right. Puck squirts out of the zone. A lot going on in this first period. 1-0. UMass leads. To the offside at the line as Cal Keefe couldn't quite tip that in deep in the zone.
Watch right here. This puck has moved forward and back twice through the neutral zone. Great job. Everyone's where they should be. Lindberg, the goaltender, he's feeling the ills of that a little bit of a collision. There's no doubt about that. Goaltender's warming up in the bullpen just in case he's needed.
Goalies are tougher than they play on TV, eh, Melrose?
And Zach, the equipment guy, is back in his normal hoodie. Here's Josh Lapina. Haven't seen much of him yet early on. Lapina, the freshman, Co-Hockey East Freshman of the Year. Kessel shoots it wide on purpose, had no angle, and then the pass attempt in front didn't connect. Pinching defenseman, but Lapina, the freshman, does a good job covering. Shot in front. Oh, almost a quick attempt for Trevino off the weight pass.
UMass has got her going now. They're taking over this game a little bit.
It's been 10 minutes since St. Cloud's last shot on goal.
I guess that's called taking over the game.
First shot was about 4 minutes in. We got 5 and change left in this opening period. Okabe, he's overthrown. Jones and Kessel. Kessel to Jones. Wait, the overtime hero. Jones will rim it around. Minutemen, fresh troops. Mika trying to fish it out. Out there with Anthony Del Gaizo. As the Minutemen change. the Minutemen. Wrist shot saved by Rennick. Rebound is loose. Then he finally covers it up, and Del Gaizo with a push. Hammer doesn't like that. He's going to get in his face. You don't push Will Hammer down, Barry.
No way, man. It's hammer time if you do that. I like the passion right here. I like that both teams need to do this. Obviously, we've got a situation where St. Cloud's got to get some offense and pucks at the net somehow. Maybe this will just spur everybody up a little bit. The guy's an awesome player. He was great in the previous game. He's continued to be great. Very abrasive. There's the goaltender. He's been kicking that puck out a little bit in front of him. Let's hammer. What are you going to do? You're not going to touch me. You're not going to touch my goaltender. I like that. I like that.
And he throws a right to the
right cross. Little right cross there.
So Will Hammer and the Huskies will take a breather as they shovel the ice. Down 1-0. Greg Carvel once coached, assistant coach in the NHL. He's got NHL experience. Who knows, maybe he'll return as a head coach one day if he keeps building the resume he's building at UMass. There were cellar dwellers. The program was dormant for a while, and then they were doormats for a decade, and now they're in back-to-back Frozen Fours. And the future NHL players, Zach Jones of the Rangers, you see the players on both squads and their logo next to them on the team that either they'll play for one day or they could use them as trade bait at the trade deadline, which is certainly Monday in the National Hockey League. Always a possibility that happens often.
Always keep a bag in your closet full of clothes, kids, always.
Don't forget that passport.
1-0. And there's that penalty. Colby Cohen could smell from ice level. It's going to be a penalty on UMass, and it's going to be a St. Cloud State power play as they try to tie the game.
Yeah, Anthony Del Gaizo is going to get the game here, and St. Cloud's going to get their first power play of this game. And we talked about Nick Perbix throughout the first period here, the defenseman for St. Cloud, and he's the only defenseman on the ice. It's 4 forwards, it's 1 defense. Here's another good look at the penalty. Del Gaizo comes down across the hands, and that's one generally the officials are going to call.
Well, as long as they do that now, everyone, both benches know what it's going to take to get a penalty. So you'd be stupid now to take a slashing penalty after they just made that call.
It's a 4 forward, 1 defenseman power play for the St. Cloud State Huskies, but you want to win that faceoff, which they don't.
You've got to win that draw. You can't lose it. Now, look at it was in the other end. How long does it take to get back and get it set up? Most times, you never get back and get it set up.
Henches, whoa, that's too high. Toss it right in the netting. And so the faceoff will come outside the zone.
Just a bit high.
Teams that score first in the national championship game are 56-16. So 78% of the time, the team that scores first wins. So if you don't score first, you certainly want to score second. And Brett Larson in St. Cloud State trying to do that right now. The faceoff will come at center ice after.
And he knows they haven't had any offense up to this point. So power plays are going to be very important for them. He realizes that.
Lost another faceoff there. Still 1 shot on goal for the Huskies. Down 1-0. 4 minutes left in the opening frame of the national championship game. Henches, nice job. Walks the line from his knees. Wrist shot, no.
That could have been a penalty.
It surely could have. John Butchergross, Barry Melrose, Colby Cohen, the hero of the 2009 national championship game. National champion with us. Quint Kesnick. Of course, Mike Motto. Sean Richland won a couple natties. Steve Levy won a few natties at Oswego doing something, I don't know what. Okabe in the corner. Trying to sauce it back to the point, but boy, this has not been a good power play.
Man, it looks like 20 miles of muddy road out there. Nobody's making a play. You get into the blue line, you're dumping it in. Just don't have any confidence in the play right now.
Here comes that slingshot power play as Okabe enters the zone. Saved by Lindberg and then thrown out. St. Cloud State won. Hey, you can't grab a puck and throw it out.
Yeah, the St. Cloud bench, guys, not very happy. I'm only about 5 or 6 rows behind it. And a lot of people looking at the officials, but Brett Larson telling them, guys, stay in the game. Don't worry about it. But this is a big moment. UMass, who hasn't been great this period, this gives them a chance. This gives them a lot of momentum, killing off this penalty the way they are. That's another really nice stick there by Gaudette in the neutral zone.
That was a good shot, though. That's by far their best shot in the game.
Yeah, another grade A chance.
Yeah.
That was Zach Okabe. It was a great arm save by Lindberg, and they had the shot from Minutemen that hit the crossbar. So they have had, 2 A+ chances. Power play over. UMass kills it, but here's Minutemen. Short side shot.
I think
outside the zone.
It's a little bit deflating, Butchie. Anytime you don't get a chance to set it up, though, both their opportunities were rushed opportunities coming in, entering the zone. When you have a 2-minute power play, you never get it set up. That's when guys start looking around at each other like, should have passed it here, should have given it there. So we'll see what the momentum swing does here.
They lost a couple draws also. They never got control of it because of that.
Working the wall with Delgaizo. Delgaizo wraparound. Good strong move there. He's with Chow and Mika. Kind of a hodgepodge line right here for the Minutemen. Now Chow will go change to get the rest of the fourth line out there.
I like 27 White, man. He's a fire pot.
Anthony Delgaizo, brother Mark out there on the point. Mika, who's been really strong in his 4 tournament games. We had UMass in Bridgeport. Certainly we've had him here for 2. He's been very strong, and he has the puck again, but we have an offside at the blue line. Zach Okabe, born in Japan, had a great chance to tie the game at 1.
Here's what we're talking about. He got through the middle of the rink. Nobody took him. There was a breakdown in defensive responsibilities. And, yeah, that should have been a 2-minute. 2 minutes for throwing it.
Zach Jones looked like he's pitching for the Yankees here. But here's Anthony Delgaizo down at the other end. Mark Delgaizo's brother. He is not afraid to take the puck to the net. We have seen it throughout this tournament. He came in with 0 goals. He got one in Bridgeport, and he had a big one last night for the Minutemen.
I don't know how he didn't have a goal up to that point. He's skilled. He can skate. He's got guts. You'd think a lot of pucks would hit him. 4 or 5 would hit him the way he goes to the net.
1 shot on goal on that power play. 18 seconds of zone time. They tried both units as well. The 1 shot was an amazing chance, but as you just saw, Lindberg, a great save. Fake shot. Meyer walks in. Looking. Pass in front. Knocked down. Tipped away, and good job by the Minutemen.
Well, Spencer Meyer scored the first goal the other night.
Yeah.
So maybe he can get him again.
T-Few. Around the net. Wrap around again. It's in. Very, very close to being offside. We'll see what happens. But for now, Reed Lebster and the Minutemen make it 2-0. But you see St. Cloud, they have questions on whether that play was onside.
Let's look at the goal and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
It's a wraparound. They've been wrapping the puck all night long. Their best chances have come from the wraparound. There's Meyer. He went down to take the pass away. Instead of throwing across, which you thought, he went back door wraparound. And Lebster gets it right here. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, that's close, guys.
Sure looks offside to me from first blush. Again, see where the puck is. Watch the UMass player now, and I don't know.
Right there, right. It's good there.
That's gonna be too close to call.
Yeah, they're calling it a good goal. I just saw the thumbs up come, but that is a very close call.
There's a break. There's a break right there, man.
Yeah, right there, he's in front. It looked like the puck was above the blue line, but it stands. And Reed Lebster with just his 2nd goal of the year in his 12th game. So a couple of non-traditional goal scorers for the Minutemen in this biggest game in school history.
Well, St. Cloud is outplaying, St. Cloud is being outplayed right now by UMass, so they got to get things turned around.
6 shots to 2 for the Minutemen. And now the Huskies are in big trouble as the first period winds down. They had chances, some unlucky breaks with the crossbar and the Okabe shot that really just hit the arm of Lindberg. But nonetheless, they're down 2-0.
You never want to give up a goal the last minute of a period. Those things are just take the energy out right out of your team.
Miller shot. Saved by Lindberg. Miller has it back. Look how deep Pervex is. Looking like the Minutemen. He can dangle down low. 25 to the defenseman. Slide. Walker, what a pass, but what a stick. Josh Lapina. The Huskies so close.
When you're down 2-0, you might have to shoot that puck. I know I'm a big believer in shooting the puck. That's how you score. There would have been a beautiful, tap goal right there from the slot down to the side of the net. But it's hard to miss a chance to score. Scoring the rebound. If you're going to shoot, just get it to the net. He makes a beautiful pass right there. Great coverage, great defensive coverage, but you can't lose that possession where you were at and not get a good scoring chance.
First period winding down. Hammer in the corner. And they're not going to have enough time. 2 shots on goal for the St. Cloud State Huskies. 1 crossbar. And Reed Lebster and Aaron Bollinger, two unlikely goal scorers. Bollinger's first career college goal. Lebster just his second of the year, Barry.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They playing hard, they're playing smart. 2 shots against by a very good hockey club. Right here's the one-timer. The goaltender, I thought, committed too early. Defenseman can't let that pass go across. He's got to make sure that you force the guy to shoot. Goaltender has no chance if that happens.
And this is the old-fashioned way, Barry, just going to the net and getting body position. I know you love that. You coached a lot of great teams, and body positioning and being hard at the net. I have a feeling you said that 1 or 2 times.
Many times, buddy, many times. Shoot, wrap around, win physical battles, UMass is doing all those things.
Quinn Kesnick with the young man who got his first career college goal.
Nice timing for a first career goal. Back up, though. You walk in this arena, you take the ice tonight. What emotions are you dealing with?
I mean, it's a little surreal growing up. You know, you dream about playing in, college national championship, winning it, and I think we've earned it this year. Our seniors, upperclassmen, everybody from top down, everybody's put in the work, and I think we've earned it so far. We just got to keep earning it for 2 more periods.
Coach was getting after you guys the first 5 or 10 minutes. It was a slow start. What changed?
I think we just started playing harder, stopped making cheesy plays. We just got to get the puck up and out, and then, kind of grind them away. That's our game plan. That's what we do.
Aaron, your first goal, maybe the biggest in UMass history.
Thank you.
Bucci.
I like cheesy plays. Burrata, American.
No, you just like cheese.
Mozzarella.
That's just cheese you like.
Oh.
Meat and cheese.
Minutemen. Next Minuteman up. They lead 2-0 after 1 in the national championship game. Steve Levy's a legend. A lot to unpack in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the national championship game. Some late first period controversy and misunderstanding as UMass leads 2-0 after 20. John Butchergoss, Barry Melrose, Quinn Kesnick, Colby Cohen also are here. And now Barry in a very interesting situation, a difficult offside call for the linesman to make, and one rule differentiate if a play is offside but the defending team does hold possession, if it does go to review, the offside is off. But that being said, this maybe should have been blown dead, and the goal never should have been scored to make it 2-0.
Well, we've had no shots in this game, Harley, and right away we get the action at the blue line. Very tough call for the linesman. It happens right over his head, basically. And there's the wraparound, and the goal certainly was good. But you just got to look at this, John.
Yeah, once that puck goes up in the air, Barry, that's when everybody loses sight of it. And when you think about the fact that they're saying the St. Cloud player touches that puck and it goes up, I mean, you saw it clearly there. The puck was on the opposite side, so a very challenging call. But because of the possession rule, they did make the correct call.
Right. And but of course, if you're St. Cloud fan, you're saying, but it should have been blown dead originally. And once that possession is made by St. Cloud, it doesn't matter the play was offside. And that was clear possession. Sometimes that also can be dicey. But in that case, it was sitting on the stick. So it remains 2-0 UMass in the national title game.
Oh, that's a penalty right there. That's a trip.
And here comes the UMass power play to try to make it 3-0. Trying to draw a coincidental penalty was Seamus Donahue. He knew what he was doing there, but Carson Gisevich did not take the bait. And the power play will remain for the Minutemen. So there's Donahue in the box, and we'll see the UMass power play come onto the ice. And they're going to start with the Markel Daiso and Aaron Bollinger, the goal scorer with Lapina.
He's hot.
Trevino, and wait, the second line. So after just 24 seconds, this is what Ray Marvel goes with. Jones and Kessel not out there for the power play. That's a giveaway for Bollinger, but Lapina's able to help him out. Throws across, Trevino's wide open. Shot blocked. Spencer Meyer with the block. Back to Bollinger. Del Gaizo, one-timer. Rennick couldn't see it, but he made the save. Wait, good screen in front. Opposite corner now. Trevino will race it down. Go to Del Gaizo. Bollinger can't play that off his skates. Can't get that. Comes Micah Miller, short-handed now. Surrounded by Minutemen. Good stick by them. Lindberg will want to cover and get the face-off. They'll keep the play alive.
Good power play right there by UMass. He had some great chances. They were moving the puck very well. They had great shots. Good screen set up, and they want to draw something that we didn't see St. Cloud do in the previous power play they had in the third period.
Big moment here with the goaltender Filip Lindberg in net. A 3-0 lead might be lights out for the Huskies. They come from behind. They came from behind the semifinal game. They have the skill to do it. They really need to get that next goal. Chow. Room to skate. Drops it to Gustevich. Throws it to nobody there. Fitzgerald with an ease.
There's a brain cramp right there. He just threw it on the other team's stick. That's when you go to the bench, the coach say, "What are you doing, my buddy? What are you doing?"
Again, just really surprised we didn't see Jones and Kessel come out at the start of that power play, Colby.
Yeah, usually you want to start with those two big offensive defensemen. Mark Del Gaijo is a capable guy,
Absolutely.
but what we've seen out of Jones so far this tournament has been special, and you got to think the New York Rangers are liking what they see when 24 and white comes to the box.
Trying to get set up for one last chance on this power play. Nice play. Gaudin, shot from the point, blocked again by Meyer. Behind the net to Chow. He's an excellent passer. Beautiful move behind the net. He's got room at the point if he wants it. Surrounded by Huskies. Now he's free. Looking. Even strength now. Penalty over. Donahue back on the ice. He's a defenseman, so he's up playing a wing. 3 blocks by St. Cloud on that power play for the Minutemen. Jones ducks him under that hit.
What a shift by UMass. Wow.
Good job by the Huskies to kill that penalty and keep it 2-0.
Yeah, you can build off that. You can really take the momentum from that kill, and UMass didn't look great on the power play. A little bit casual at times.
Now the Huskies have it. Looking for their first. Wide by Bushy. Meyer. With a hard pitch. Pass in front, can't get there. Jones takes it. So good at breaking out right here with his hands and his head and his skating. Really helps the defensive cause of UMass. A great defensive hockey team as they've been all year long. That was part of their points of emphasis entering the year. Be disciplined. Don't take a lot of penalties. Stay zone. Be good.
Johnny, we need pucks at the net. We've got to get some shots at the other end of the ring. St. Cloud's life has been too easy so far.
24 minutes, 4 shots for the Huskies. UMass is doing to St. Cloud what the Bulldogs did to UMass 2 years ago in Buffalo, when they came out and really set the tone and smothered them all game long. Mika in the corner. There's Sullivan. Made that beautiful pass on the opening goal of the game. King Del Gaizo on his horse.
Yeah, this is the 4th line for UMass, getting offensive zone time, and that's when you know your team has got it going on, when you're successfully sustaining pressure with your 4th line.
Mietnin goes down. Arm in the air, power play Huskies. Here's their chance to get goal number 1.
You know, people are going to say that's a weak call, but the referees set the call, in the first period what they were going to call for hooking, holding, whatever. This is exactly what happened in the first period. Stick in the feet, player goes down. That's going to be called.
Yeah, I think that's an easy call for them to make. Anytime you're getting your stick caught between a guy's feet, that's trouble. And St. Cloud, this is different too. They're not starting their top unit with their big defenseman, 25, Nick Herbix. They've got 2 defensemen out here, so things are mixed up a little bit here in this second period.
Well, let's see if they can win a draw here and get set up. That's what they need to do.
Fitzgerald will try to win it. Scrappy centerman. Repeat of the freshman, 50-50, and not good enough. But kept in beautifully by Meyer, and they're set up now. Fitzgerald, but he's smothered. Take it to the board. Lapina, the freshman, tries to dig it out. UMass showing a lot of toughness right there, winning that puck battle and clearing the puck.
Good battle in the corner right there. That's something you can build on, too, talking about changing the momentum of this game. Win some physical battles around the rink. Take it to the net a couple times, put some pressure on their goaltender.
Mietnin, Okabe. Fitzgerald down behind the net. With Cronilla and Meyer, the defenseman, in deep. Goes in front, open, Okabe, shot, saved by Lindberg with the blocker. Another point chance by the Huskies, but they can't quite fit.
Good play by Matthew Kessel. Barry, you mentioned the battles along the walls. That's just a bigger man in Matthew Kessel, making a hit and clearing the puck. And watch how well UMass holds the blue line as St. Cloud tries to enter the zone. It is a strength of theirs, and it makes it tough on the opposing power play.
Mietnin, Huskies to the net, but that's a bad pass and back the other way.
Really bad pass.
Here comes Laganov, shorthand. Whoa, what a dangle! Oh, what a goal! May I have this dance? Short-handed, Filip Lindberg. It's 3-0. Minutemen.
Well, this is going to be all over TV tonight. This play is unbelievable. This goal is spectacular. We talked about Massachusetts, UMass, the special teams. And don't forget, he wasn't in the lineup. earlier. Just a great goal. Goes between the legs. Doesn't make it to the back of the net, but it gets over the line. Wow. Take the body, take the body. Get caught from behind. Nope. Strong on the stick. Laganoff makes a beautiful play. Wow. What a great play.
The kid from Ontario gives us a chance to say hello, TSN, across Canada watching college hockey's national championship game. Canada helped build this UMass squad this year. They have multiple Canadians on the roster. They recruit from everywhere, not just one place, spread out across North America. And, of course, their goaltenders from Finland. And wow, Filip Lindberg, 129th career college hockey game, one of those veterans that UMass brings to the table, and he's never scored a prettier or bigger goal than that. Back! Another save by Lindberg with another great chance from Okabe. Still a power play for the Huskies. Shot, blow. Boy, Lindberg looks good.
Well, that was absolutely a highlight reel goal. But this starts at the other end, trying to force the puck out into the middle. And it's the good stick play by Garrett Wade that gets the puck out in the neutral zone. And guys, the rest is absolutely history for Filip Lindberg. But that thing started with careless puck play and careless zone entry for St. Cloud.
And Colby, that's Perbix there. That's the best defenseman on the other team. He can't be giving up a play like that. He can't be getting beat. He's the guy that they look up to that's going to turn it around for them. So that's a double-edged sword there when your best player gets beat one-on-one like that.
Cleared, and that's going to do it for the Husky power play. Quinn Kesnick, ringside.
UMass coaching staff, as that goal went in, looked at each other like, where did that come from? It was disbelief.
Yeah, 129th game, as I mentioned. Just his 16th goal in his college hockey career. Just his 4th this year. But boy, it's all about timing. And UMass getting goals from people who don't normally score goals in the biggest game in school history.
Well, UMass needs the next goal, obviously, or St. Cloud needs the next goal, obviously. And that's all they can think is just get the one goal, get the one goal. We can't get 3 in one shift. Let's just get the one goal, start climbing our way back into this game.
Only 6 shots on goal, but 3 grade A chances and a crossbar. They could easily have 3 goals in this game themselves. What a play by Wade. Knocks it down, drops it back. Trevino, shot just wide. Farmer keeps it in. 33 minutes in this hockey game. There's plenty of time to score 3 goals.
Oh, you're exactly right, John. Get one this period, go in, 3-2 or 3-1. Start building like that, one at a time.
Yep. Their idea is to make this a one-goal game because they're used to doing that, and they're used to winning those games. I'll tell you, Josh Lapina, the freshman, Colby's having an outstanding game with his stick.
Yeah, the amount of plays that he makes, and I know what play you're referring to on that neutral zone. He might have saved a partial breakaway, but he has great awareness on the ice. He's a big kid, but you don't see freshmen usually take such pride in the little details of the game. And Butchie, his stick positioning, along with his skill, the NHL is going to be looking long and hard at him to be a draft pick here in the summer.
Yeah, he was not drafted on his first go-around, but he will be now. Those are strong hands. He's smart, like you mentioned. We'll see if he's going to have the high-end skating to play that position at the next level. But, boy, he is a great college hockey player as a freshman, Hockey East Coast Rookie of the Year. So young and old, doing it for UMass in the title game. That's offside. Delayed offside, and UMass will keep playing. Look out. Get along the wall.
He eased up right there. That could have been a penalty if he'd went right through him. So he eased up, made smart play.
It's the trade ball. The defenseman number 5. Back to the point to Seamus Donahue. He's got room. Pass in front. Oh, redirection. Good try there by Kevin Fitzgerald. St. Cloud still looking good out there. Shot blocked. There's Chow. Jones and Kessel out there. Once again, we have yet another
hand pass, I think.
Hey, coverage of the NCAA championships continue with the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships next Friday afternoon, April 16th, 1 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Mark Del Gaizo and the Minutemen, heartbroken in Buffalo 2 years ago with a title game. But here in Pittsburgh, holy shnikes, they're up 3-0. Filip Lindberg with the goal of his college hockey career.
Butchie, that is a curl and drag right there. That is a beautiful curl and drag.
We better see that on the top
Wow.
end. Wow.
That's top play material. There's no doubt about it.
That is SportsCenter top play number 1.
Levy should be able to pull that off.
Top plays next on SportsCenter. The Huskies feel shame right now, Barry. They're not. Yeah, I'm just going to start pounding fries. I'm just going to give me 3 orders of fries, and I want to drown my sorrows in ketchup.
They did not
potatoes.
They did not envision this happening. They're such a good team. They've worked so hard. They've overcome so many things, and just never got her going. They had some chances, but they only had 4 shots. You can't expect to be winning a period with 4 shots.
Josh Lupina, we mentioned his great stick work in this game. Back to Jones, shot never got. To David Rennick. Back to Trevino, pass in front. Oh, trying to connect with Garrett Waite.
They love that play, man. Fake the curl and throw it to the guy coming late.
Yeah, and this has been all UMass, even since the last TV timeout. But if you are St. Cloud, it is 3-0. This game is not over. You've got to win a shift or 2. It's all you can focus on. You're not going to score 3 goals in the next 5 minutes. You need to get 1. You need to get it to 2. You need a big hit, something to get them going. And I know they're talking amongst themselves, but it's very flat on their bench, and it's been flat throughout this game. And you see how hard it is to come back from a 3-goal deficit.
Leadership. Let's go. We need some leadership.
As it happened since '91 in Northern Michigan, as you saw that graphic. Here on ESPN, John Butchergross, Barry Melrose, and Colby Cohen. Spencer Myers, the defenseman, in deep. St. Cloud will have to really aggressively pinch.
Smart pinches, obviously. You got lots of time. You don't have to panic and just try and cheat every time and pinch every time. But, you know, when you got a good opportunity, you got to do it.
Just 4 even strength shots in the game for St. Cloud.
That's crazy.
Try the stretch pass. This is incomplete. Now it'll be icing on the Huskies.
And obviously,
hey, Sunday Night Baseball will be in Atlanta as Freddie Freeman and the Braves host Bryce Harper and the Phillies in the series finale. Coverage begins at 6. Atlanta, they won 8-1 last night, the first game of a 3-game series. Expected a couple lefties in this one. Drew Smiley and Matt Moore. Great to have Sunday Night Baseball back.
And UMass is just going to talk about no outnumbered chances. We'll always have the guy back. 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, no 2-on-1s, no 3-on-1s, no 2-on-0s like you saw in the first period. Very careful defensively.
Laganov's line is back out there. The man who scored the goal. Here he goes, get it from Mississauga, Ontario. Checky trying to win the battle. You know, he's feeling on cloud 9 right now after that amazing goal. Shot didn't get to Rennick. Look at Laganov. He is possessed right now. Feeling good about himself.
Yes, he is.
Colin Walker hit hard by Connor Phillips, who loves to step up and make contact, number 26.
That shows they're not going to sit on this thing. They're going to attack. They're going to play smart defense, no outnumbered chances, but they're going to finish their checks and pound these guys. It's not going to be a cakewalk through the neutral zone.
Look at St. Cloud in the neutral zone, Barry. They've got their trap, a 1-2-2, very, very lax. They're going to try to outnumber UMass in the neutral zone, but when you're down by this many goals, I think you want to get in on the forecheck. Oh, try to make penalty happen. Oh, I didn't see that.
It was a high one. It's going to be up near the head. Gaudette is the one who delivered it. This might be a hit they take a look at, Colby, as back to the bench.
Yeah, I didn't see it on this near side corner. I have a little bit of a blackout spot where my setup is this year. Obviously not between the glass, but here's a good look at it.
Elbow is the call. Not looking at it yet, but perhaps during this TV timeout, they might.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay, too.
Yeah, easy for you guys to say you're wearing makeup. Man in the box for UMass, Quint Kesnick with an upset head coach.
Coach, up 3-0. What's most important right now?
I can't hear you.
Up 3-0.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Up 3-0. What's most important right now?
Stand out of the penalty box. I don't agree with the penalties that are being called, but when you're ahead, the rest are going to be looking for stuff. We got to be more disciplined. I like this period better than the first period, but it's tough when you got to kill penalties all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a penalty he didn't like. He felt maybe the defender turned away. Of course, Greg Carvel spent some time in the NHL and
didn't jump, didn't come off his skates, didn't have an elbow up around the head, no hit, no contact to the head.
big moment for Husky fans. We need a goal right here. Meyer in deep, the defenseman. Curls it back, but Trevino's going to skate it out because he knows that that's the defenseman deep, so he can attack a forward. But he runs out of space and actually saw it was Donahue, the defenseman, in front of him. And UMass will get 4 fresh skaters on the ice.
They can't get set up. They just can't get set up in the offensive zone. They get no shots off the setup.
Fitzgerald, now they're set up. Donahue to the net, redirected wide. Cranella, the side to a bouncing Fitzgerald. Donahue, Meyer, stepping in. That's about where he scored the semifinal goal. Donahue, Fitzgerald. Okabe's in the bumper, trying to get it, but it goes through his legs. Cranella slams his stick in frustration. He fed that pass to an open Okabe, but it was kind of in his feet, and Okabe couldn't control it for the open 10-footer.
They got what they wanted. They got the setup they wanted. They controlled the puck like they wanted, and then they just can't complete it with a good shot in net.
Here comes Henches. He can wire it if he gets room. Number 19, the wild practice. Throws it around the other side. Bouncing behind the net. To the point now, set up. Henches wants it in the off wing. 4 forwards. And the defenseman Perbix on this power play. They got time now. Shot saved by Lindberg. Doesn't allow a rebound.
Too stationary right now. St. Cloud, which had some good puck movement earlier in this power play. You know, the old saying, you move pucks, you move bodies, and here's a great look out into the slot, and that's the bumper play that the Bruins run so well. Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand, these guys run that so well, but here's another look at the penalty that Greg Carvel didn't like. I don't know, I might agree with Carvey. What'd you see up there, Barry?
I think it's a good hit. I didn't see any jump. I didn't see any hit to the head. I didn't see any egregious physical outburst. I thought it was just a player finishing a check on a man in the corner, so I would have said it shouldn't have been a penalty.
Pulled down from behind and iced by UMass.
But I always stick up for the offensive guys. You know that.
Always.
Always.
Jake Gaudette in the penalty box. As the Huskies try to get one on the board, only 7 shots on goal. 15 seconds left in the power play. Shot in front. Oh, that was actually a pass attempt that goes wide and out of the zone. Just 1 shot on this power play.
They are missing the net a lot, too.
Felix can't play, but it's going to go right to the point. That's too many men on the ice. You can't play. They're going to call it anyway. They're going to call it anyway.
I thought there was 2 guys on the ice. 2 extra guys.
That was the line change, and that's why the Husky didn't touch the puck. You thought that would be enough not to get the too many men on the ice call.
I think this was pretty egregious, if I'm using that word properly.
You are.
They have that word in Saskatchewan, don't they, Bear?
I never used it in Saskatchewan, I guarantee you.
Brett Larson, though, doesn't agree with the call. He felt that it wasn't played, and it was close enough. The guy was jumping over the boards.
And then they only had 3 guys on the ice after that.
He doesn't like it at all.
Yeah, he's got a reason to not like it.
Well, he's handling it well, though. Don't think I'd have been that kind and generous when I'm losing 3-0 and get a tough call like that against him.
He would have had to beep you out, is what you're saying?
Yeah, beep.
So that was a UMass power play, up 3-0 in the latter portions of the second period. Kick pass by Gusevich and a beauty. Jones takes the hit, goes it to Kessel, calmly takes it off his skate. The St. Louis Blue draft pick number 4.
They're confident now, man. They're dropping the puck and coming late, making plays.
What a play by Gusevich to block that clearing attempt. Gaudette. Gusevich has an open man in front, but he couldn't get it to Kessel. Now Kessel has it. He's got Jones as a point man with him. Chow's on the weak side waiting for it. Although he likes to pass as opposed to shoot. Bouncing puck, good job by Kessel to get it to Jones. He'll use his feet as he always does to creep in, throw it behind the net. Chow's open, but he looks to pass. Kessel's shot, deflected wide. Gaudette, this is his office right here. Big man, big reach. Gusevich will use his big body in front of the paint with Gaudette. Chow. Kessel, shot, saved. Jones with it. UMass under control. Zach Jones shot. It hits Gaudette. He throws it across. Chow, Kessel, goal! It doesn't get any better than that on the power play.
Butchie, that is a power play. That's how you draw it up. That's how you coach it. That's how you talk about it. You got the guys on the right side for the one-timers. You got the man in the middle for the bumper. Everybody used each other. Great execution. Watch the puck movement here. Just out of this world. Good shot right there. Screen in front of the net. Go back door. I don't like it. Everybody goes down to block the shot. He knew he had to shoot high. He didn't shoot low. He could tell the guys were laying down to try and block it. He had to get it up under the bar, and he did. Execution, execution. Magnificent goal.
Somewhere Keith Tkachuk is smiling. He's part of the Blues scouting staff. Blah, blah, blah. One of his guys got to go.
Wow.
It's great to hear the college band. It is not here live in Pittsburgh, but they've done a good job trying to recreate the atmosphere. 25% attendance allowed in the state of Pennsylvania for indoor athletic events.
Yeah, great to have fans back in the building. What a difference it makes for the atmosphere.
Beautiful week in Pittsburgh. 81 degrees today, the second highest temperature for a national championship game after Tampa a few years ago. What a beautiful week in Pittsburgh.
I heard we even got our buddy Stephen Wackham in here watching the game.
And the first game for a lot of UMass fans who made the trip from Amherst when they found out that their team was in the final. Of course, they're working during the week. The semifinal game's on Thursday, but a lot of maroon in the crowd here in Pittsburgh. They haven't been able to watch all year. Their first game of the year is for the national championship, and their team is up 4-0. Webster. Zervinho, nice play on the wall by Crandall. Two little guys there. He took a hard cross check up high. Play continues. Zervinho barking at the officials. Okabe behind the net. Wraparound. Save Lindberg. Save Lindberg. Save Lindberg. 3-4 dollar. 4-4 $25. Wow. That was 4 shots in 2 seconds. Okabe deflected. Bouncing in the corner. What a stone wall Lindberg was on that. Philip with an F. This is why he's in there. This is why Greg Carbo did not hesitate at all to put his Finnish netminder back in the cage. Offside! Offside! You hear the liney screaming for the delayed offside. St. Cloud doesn't listen. It's whistled. It'll come outside the zone. Wow.
Here's a sign of a team that's just on a roll right now.
That is the look of frustration right there. They have scored shorthanded. They have scored even strength. They have scored on the power play. That was an absolute missile. 9 different Minutemen have figured in the scoring. Each has 1 point.
Well, we've seen goals just about every which way for the UMass Minutemen. They're getting it done shorthanded. The individual plays, we see them getting it done on the power play. Great puck movement by the Minutemen. And look at the goaltender, Barry, Filip Lindberg.
Boy, this is at least something to motivate the guys on the bench. The goalie hasn't quit. He's not going to quit. He's going to continue to battle. And again, just get one. You can't start thinking we're 4 goals down. We got to score 4 goals. You can't score 4 goals in 1 shift, but you can get 1 in 1 shift and go from there. That's what you're selling now. Let's just get the 1. Let's get 1 and see if we can turn things around.
And I'm surprised they never went to a goalie change, Barry. At 4-0, I would think you'd try to change up the momentum a little bit and do something to give your guys a jump.
There's probably 4 or 5 other changes you'd like to make right now, too, instead of the goalie.
Just imagine how this game could have changed if Minutemen's wrist shot from 20 feet went in.
Yeah.
But it didn't, and that's hockey.
It's the old saying, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Gisevich, that whoop from the UMass bench after Carson Gisevich was basically jumped on a table at a Bills game in the parking lot. What he basically did. Shot blocked and saved. Pass in front. Here comes Gisevich. Slowly developing 2-on-1. See if it happens. Trailer got that. Shot wide. David Rennick's under siege right now. The puck went high in the air and bounced like it did in Albany. Sean Richland did that game where St. Cloud scored on a play like that against Boston University. Here comes Crandall, the Finn. Here comes Waite, the overtime hero. Comes to the net, and he runs over the goalie. No arms in the air.
He did a nice job of putting on the brakes and not giving the refs a chance to put up his arm. That's a smart play by Garrett Wade at UMass.
Bollinger, Lebster, Laganoff, and Kessel. Goals for UMass. Here's Minutemen. Easy textbook blocker save by Lindberg on the Minutemen wrist shot. There's Laganoff, Canadian, former Burlington Cougar, Milton Icehawk, Mississauga Charger. His path to college hockey went through Ontario. 2:20 to go. Here comes the Huskies looking for goal number 1. Shot deflected wide. Will Hammer trying to get something going. Ty Farmer. The Huskies pinching, looking for something to give them a good feeling in this national championship game.
That's a great play. He comes around the wall. You haven't got a play. You bump it back to the guy. They're coming around the net, and he throws it up the middle. Great. Everything is working right now. Everything's working for UMass.
Last time they had a first-time national champion with Providence back in 2015. They beat BU in Boston for the school's first national championship. UMass can do the same with a win here today in Pittsburgh. Last time we were in Pittsburgh, Barry and I saw Yale win their first national championship in school history, going up against Quinnipiac, who also would have been theirs first. Look at Lindberg. Look at that shot right into his mitt. We mentioned Zach Okabe, number 14. He has had multiple chances tonight.
Yeah, he's a smaller player that gets it done offensively. And he's probably had all of the best looks, but Filip Lindberg has been up to the task. And when you look at St. Cloud, you start looking at their lineup. You need a guy like Okabe to really bury one and get you going.
There he is. We mentioned born in Japan.
It's a great story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, was your dad in the military? No, he wasn't in the military. He moved so many times.
Yeah, it's where his job took him.
Yep. Plastics or something? Was it plastics?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Attaboy, Bear.
Yeah. Pulled that one out deep.
Did I ever? Did I ever?
Go into the bag for that one.
And then on to Alberta for Okabe. Shots on goal this period. St. Cloud is actually, producing 11-5. They lead UMass. But the 4-0 lead, Carvel's not going to worry about that. He's worried about high side the puck, stay out of the box.
UMass isn't going to give up any other number chances. They're just going to have 4 guys back, 3 guys back. Nothing dangerous.
Good stick there by Matthew Kessel and Barry to build off what you're saying. They can't sit back and not play for the next period.
No, you're down 4-0.
But you've got to have the right body positioning. It's all about keeping the guys in front of you and not taking unnecessary chances.
Broken stick. Lindberg muffs that little catch attempt on the soft wrist shot.
That looked like Rob Blake with the big hip check right there, man. Holy cow.
Laganoff hits it to Chow. Chow's been skating well all night long. Butke, one-timer deflected just wide. Turnaround save, Lindberg, and then he blockers it out.
Can't get a stick. The stick's up behind the net.
Off the referee's skate. Minutemen, he can wire it. Watch out. There it goes. High. Out. Man. And that will just about do it for the second period. But first, an icing. More pressure on Filip Lindberg, but the Finn has his A game tonight.
Yeah, you like to see this. If you're St. Cloud, you can try to build off of anything. And these are the best looks that they've had up. Even strength, creating a little bit of chaos at the net and trying to make life a little bit more difficult on Filip Lindberg. But look at all the bodies for UMass. 5 guys in the picture. And Barry, if you're coaching this team, you got to like seeing that in the defensive zone.
I love the way I'm playing if I'm coaching UMass. The team is doing everything we talked about. They're not scared to play. They're continuing to attack, but really using their brains. No outnumbered chances against everything you talk about. And their power play was spectacular. So they've been fun to watch the last 3 games. Boy, they're playing well.
So we'll have a face-off and then a horn to end the second period. We'll talk to Filip Lindberg about his SportsCenter top 10 nomination goal that he scored. That was close to counting had it gone from Trevino. But boy, Matthew Kessel, he squared that one up from the forward tees and absolutely blasted it top shelf for the power play goal. And David Rennick got beaten on some real tasty tucks in that second frame, and the Minutemen now lead 4-0. There's the Laganoff goal as he dances Perbix and then beats Rennick. Couple of draft picks, and look at this. He just stepped into that one like it was a hardest shot competition in an all-star game.
Yeah, when you're able to move in on the power play, Butchie, and step into a one-timer as a right shot, I mean, my eyes would have been lit up if I was Matthew Kessel. And I've been wanting to see more out of that for him in this tournament. I heard about his big shot, but I hadn't seen it just like that until now.
Yeah, tees it high, lets it fly. Gungula, and it's 4-0. Minutemen. They're 20 minutes away from the first national championship in school history. What a goal that was by the Canadian Filip Lindberg. He's 22 years old from Mississauga, and he scored the college goal of his life. Quint?
Phil, you carried that puck in the zone. What were your options?
Well, either dump it in or go for it, but I had plenty of time and space there to take the opportunity.
What'd you do?
I don't know, what I thought was natural, try to beat the D-man, take it to the net.
If you had to give that move a name, what name would you give it?
I don't know, that's a tough one. I don't think I can think of one on the spot here.
Close your eyes, because the reaction on the bench, I'll tell you, the coaches looked at each other and they were like, wow. America looked at it and they were like, wow. What was your reaction?
It's hard to believe it happened so fast. Just acting on instincts, to be honest.
Instincts.
Yeah.
Congratulations, great goal, Phil.
Thank you so much.
Bucci.
Great, polite Canadian kid, Barry.
We're all like that. That's exactly how I talked when I was a kid.
You guys raised him right in Mississauga. Oh, that is so good.
That's awesome.
We could look at it all day. UMass fans are feeling good. Steve Levy and guys, pretty nice, eh? Yeah, 1 every 5, boys, 1 every 5. That's what we heard them say in the St. Cloud Tunnel. 1 every 5. One goal every 5 minutes.
That gets you a tie game.
It does, but that's all they want right now. They're just looking for overtime. They'll take overtime.
Every coach in the world would be saying that coming out of the dressing room. 1 every 5. That's just a speech that you use over and over again when you get behind.
Survival tactic.
Survival tactic. Just trying to listen one, because 4 goals just seems too many. Yeah.
Well, you always say, Barry, your best players have to be your best players, but not always. UMass, their not so best players have been their best players tonight in terms of scoring goals.
You're exactly right. Without a doubt, UMass has got everybody rolling. The good players are playing well. The guys that are the grinders are playing well. There's a defenseman, Bollinger, joining the rush. Right here's the wraparound. Laganoff right there. Here's the play we talked about. Laganoff making that play. Great play. Unbelievable. Toasting the defenseman. Spectacular. That's as good a goal or pretty as goal we're going to see in college hockey, no doubt about it.
And Barry, I said last week at the regional that I thought this UMass team was deeper and maybe better than when they had Cale Makar. Obviously, he's a special player. You gave me a hard time about it, Bear, but I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing out of the Minutemen in this tournament.
I only give you a hard time when you're wrong. You know that. And it's for your own good.
All right, all right.
It's been a great week seeing the love-hate relationship between Barry Melrose and Kobe Cohen take shape. It's been a wonderful thing.
Known him for 40 years.
UMass 20 minutes away now, less than 20 minutes away from their first national championship in school history. Tough spot for St. Cloud State Huskies to be in. Their coach, Brent Larson. Quint Kesnick, what did Mr. Larson have to say?
I asked him to have belief. I asked him to have belief that we could score the next goal, and that could lead to another goal. Then I asked the coach, who could spark it? And he said, Vidi and Yami and Okabe. He said, those 3, they've had some productive shifts. Said maybe even look for a line change somewhere along the way here in the 3rd period. But he's looking to the 2 Finns.
Yeah, Kobe mentioned the goaltending change possibility. You just don't have the depth in college most schools. Now, UMass does. But it's David Rennick again to start the 3rd. That could change if there's a 5th.
But another thing is they're not down 4-0 because of the goaltending.
No, not at all.
That's a good point.
They got bigger fish to fry than goaltending right now.
This will be icing. Again, they've had opportunities. Lindberg making great saves at the other end of the rink from Rennick, and some unlucky crossbars.
Yeah, it started early in the game. They get that crossbar right away. They had a couple good looks on the power play. That was Okabe that Coach Larson mentioned. 1 whack, 2 whack. Wow, look at that save right there by Lindberg. But they did have chances early. They let that thing slip away.
Well, they scored a shorthanded goal. That's a killer. That always changes the game.
The Minutemen of UMass want to stay on their toes. Stay above the puck, stay out of the box, and finish this off in style.
Some dicey changes over there, isn't there?
So, yeah.
There's lots of bodies.
Flick off. It'll be tough for St. Cloud State to keep that hope. They need one early here. Back comes Anthony Delgaizo. On the off wing, takes it behind the net. You hear the rumbling from the ESPN microphones. Sullivan walks in, plenty of time, but loses control, dumps it back in. Occasionally, those very powerful microphones pick up some salty language. Doesn't make Barry Melrose blush, but makes me and Colby blush a bit. Barry grew up on a farm. Okabe save.
That's the kids from Capitol Grill.
Yeah. Delgaizo will dump it. Yeah, great microphones, great camera work here. Josh Hoffman, our producer. Bob Frateroli, our excellent director. The shots these cameramen and women have gotten have been just beautiful.
Just great getting the band back together a little
they
bit.
make our job easier.
No, just a wonderful crew to be a part of, and so glad that hopefully a lot of this crew will be part of our NHL coverage in the fall. We can't wait to bring you and still bring you college hockey, but also add the National Hockey League to our ESPN, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and ABC as well. Here come the Huskies. Oh, look at Gusevich. What a bully check that was. Biggest forward in this game. Here comes Chow. Chow has been skating beautifully tonight. Number 20. He's a great setup winger. He's got that flow. Look at that salad coming out of that bucket.
He was good in regionals too, Johnny.
He was good in Bridgeport.
Yeah, he was flying there also.
Here he comes again.
Yeah, quietly, he seems to be around the puck a lot. He disrupts play with his stick a lot, and Chow's a guy we've really seen grown up over the last few years for this UMass team into that first-line role.
He's another Canadian on this roster. Another guy well over 100 games. Could be his final game.
He's the guy that might go to the American League, Johnny.
Certainly looks like a professional hockey player, doesn't he? Flagging off again. Almost did it again.
He's on fire, man. He just wants a puck.
Yeah. Getting that twice in the game would have been maybe a bit too much to ask for.
That would definitely be plays of the night.
I think that one was Webster, though.
Coming up. And the man who hit that crossbar off that wrist shot, just tough break for him. As Mark Delgaizo, the hero in the semifinal game in Buffalo 2 years ago, to set up their first title game. Here comes Laganoff. And again in front. This time bowling for goalies continues. Outside! It's our third human bowling ball to take out a goalie.
Well, they don't have any games tomorrow, so you might as well let her go crazy tonight. And that's exactly what they're doing, man. Laganoff just making plays. This is Lebster right here.
Yep.
Curl and drag is almost the exact same thing. He missed that by about 6 inches. Now let's hear the power here. Laganoff. Talk about being on fire. Just so confident right now. It just must be great for a kid like that to have the confidence he is right now. He just wants the puck. He wants to make plays, and he's doing that right now. He's on fire.
It's a great example of why this team has been so successful. You see the toe drag, the fancy, the curl and drag skill, and then you see him take it hard to the net the very next shift, and it just shows you the versatility of this forward group for UMass.
Here comes Oakville, Ontario's Oliver Chow. 4th year with UMass, played for the Brooks Bandits of the AJHL. So again, one of those late blooming guys. You go find them in Canada, you bring them to UMass, and you're just patient with them. Maybe he plays well over 30 games a year. He's turned into a good player. With the college experience, you can work out. You know this, Colby. You can work out in the weight room all week, and then you play 2 games on the weekend normally, and it's a good way to really develop yourself as a player.
Colby doesn't know where the weight room is.
I knew where it was every now and again. Hey, Barry, you can't score goals in the weight room, all right? I don't know if Mike Boyle would agree with me, but you certainly can.
Well, we heard the St. Cloud State Huskies say 1 goal every 5 minutes. That first 5 is almost in the books, and still no goals.
That theory is going to have to be changed.
They made 2 in 5, and then 1. How about Will Hammer? Can he get 1 in 5? He's back in. No, another save by Lindberg.
We need some hammer time right now.
You know, they don't do much, then they get a great chance, and Lindberg denies them. That's pretty much been the game for St. Cloud. There's only been 6 shutouts in the history of the national championship game. Lindberg is under 15 minutes away from adding to that list. UMass will sit back a bit now, that 1-2-2.
Yeah, I don't know why UMass even challenged. We're just waiting the neutral zone for him.
That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, kill 30 seconds off every time. Leave him there, leave him there.
F3 will follow, though, that winger who is releasing late, and that's what Wake did on Minutemen. He's not going to get behind him like we saw early in the game, Colby.
You have to keep bodies in front of you, but I like how they're staying up a little bit. You're not just retreating into the neutral zone. Keep moving forward. UMass is not going to change their game.
Shot, blocked. Felix keeps it in. Behind the net, there's Trevino. Throws it in front, broken up. Huskies will clear. There's Reed Lepster. Beautiful pass to Trevino off the line change. Wrist shot, score!
Well, when you start taking chances, Johnny, sometimes you end up giving a real good score, a real good chance to score, and that's exactly what happened. Trevino got it. He's got a wicked wrist shot.
Bad line change.
Beat a goaltender that's playing very well. Let's look at the pass. Trying a little bit of a stretch pass right there. Trevino's got it. There's the breakdown. There's not enough guys back. Looks like there was a bad change. Not enough guys got on the ice to get the coverage. And that's it. Short side wrister, man. That thing's moving. Wow.
Remember 2 years ago in Buffalo, Trevino was suspended for the championship game. Delivered an elbow in the semifinal that wasn't a penalty during the game, but it was looked at, and it was deemed that he would not be able to play in the championship game, so he was unable to play in that loss to Minnesota Duluth. So it's been a redemption year. He's learned from that. He's been much more disciplined, and really a great sign. In front, Miller's denied. Puck squirts out and out of the zone. Herbix dumps it around. 5-0 UMass, 13.5 away from the national championship. Walter Brown winner, best American-born college hockey player playing in New England. Quinn Kesnick by the bench.
Greg Carville before that last goal, just amplifying his voice, screaming across the rink, up, up, up. He saw the late line change. Great awareness by his player to make that lengthy pass. Loud voice, though, and piercing.
It is. It cuts through arenas. Trevino made it 5-0. His sister, Dana, an excellent player for Boston College as well. Gaudette. Puck is still free. Got it from his knees. With a save by Rennick. And the life has really come out of the Huskies at this point. And you can understand as that goes into...
Matter of pride. Matter of pride. Hockey players never quit.
There he is,
Whether
number 8.
Up or down, you got to keep continuing to battle.
Stepping in to a twisted wrister. Top shelf. Omaha hides the Thin Mints. He's popping water bottles in Pittsburgh. Maybe he'll be in the NHL one day. The last 5 national championships, Providence in Boston beat BU. And then we won on an NCHC run. North Dakota in where? Tampa, you got it. Denver wins in Chicago. They beat Minnesota Duluth, who came back the next year to win it all in St. Paul. And then win it all in Buffalo. unable to get 3 in a row this year as they're not here, but UMass tries to end an NCHC championship winning streak and also tries to get their first Division I national championship. Won a women's lacrosse title in 1982. But now Greg Carvel brought here. They always thought this was kind of a sleeping giant, Colby. People looked at the UMass program and said, man, that's a nice campus, facilities, good location, but they could not find the secret sauce until Ryan Bamford, AD, hired Carvel, gave his assistants higher travel budgets to go scout and to get obviously quality assistants, and that's been the formula.
Yeah, they had some good players like James Marcoux and Casey Wellman, some guys who could put up numbers, but they always seem to have a hard time sustaining it in the second half of the season. But then Cale McCarr comes in and completely flips the switch. And now if you're a defenseman, you saw what Cale McCarr did. You see Zach Jones, Kessel, Del Gaizo. They're all second and third round NHL draft picks who have stayed in school and developed their game with Coach Carvel, with Coach Barr, and DeMichael, and they've really built themselves into a formidable opponent. And I know there's a lot of people at home, Hockey East people, BU, BC people, that are seeing this UMass program emerge into a real powerhouse.
Chow, Gaudet, Yusevich out there. And of course, the latest challenge for them was the COVID protocol situation. Oh, whoa. Boy, Yusevich took a punch right in the face from Henches that neither referee saw. He may have taken a number, and he may look for some retribution. Hey, coverage of the NCAA championships continue. NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships next Friday afternoon, 1 Eastern, ESPN2. More information on all NCAA championships, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Quick shout out to the Indiana University of Pennsylvania golf team. They win their conference championship today. PSAC out there in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Way to go, Jackson Butchergrass.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Very athletic mom, apparently.
Nah, you taught him the golf hands, Butchie. Come on.
You got nothing from me.
Chicken parm and golf hands.
Good job, Jack, and the whole squad. That's like 50 minutes from here in Pittsburgh, Indiana, Pennsylvania. Jimmy Stewart. That's his hometown.
Underrated actor.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Legend. It's a Wonderful Life. Your kind of movie, Barry?
I love A Wonderful Life. I cry every time I see it.
Oh, Barry, I'm going to come over because I got to see that. I'm going to come to your house to see that.
UMass Minutemen entering the halfway point of the third period, up 5-0 here in Pittsburgh. Next year, Frozen 4 is in Boston.
Well, that'll be a good one.
Where the Providence College Friars won last. Last time we were here, Yale shut out Quinnipiac in the championship game. And UMass is doing that right now to St. Cloud State, who was at that Frozen 4 in Pittsburgh in 2013.
Remember all the bands that year?
Yeah, it was awesome. Certainly hope to have the bands back next year in Boston, a full house. We all hope that life can get back to the way it was, especially for these young athletes in college. It's a big deal to play in these NHL rinks for them. Okabe's with stake bit today. Goes wide. Molinard. Lindberg catches that like it's pregame skate. Sharp. Real sharp. That's the word for him in net. Despite missing the semifinal game due to COVID protocols, he has had his A game throughout. The reactions have all been positive for the Minutemen. They're feeling good in Pittsburgh. Boy, if Matt Murray wasn't on his game in the semifinal against Minnesota Duluth when his team was getting drastically outshot, the Minutemen wouldn't be here to win this national championship, Barry.
No, you're exactly right. It's a great story. We were talking about it. You know what happens if the goalie gets hurt and the backup equipment man has to go in. Well, Murray went in and played great, and they had lots of shots at him. They were dominating at times. They looked like the better club at times. He made 3 or 4 key saves when the game was on the line, allowing his team to start scoring and taking over the game, which they did in OT.
Yeah, and there's a human side to this, guys, as a backup goalie or as a healthy scratch where you feel a part of the team, but, you know, you feel like something's missing. But for Matt Murray to come in and to play that game in the national semifinal, having not played since January, what a good feeling for him, a way to really close out his college career. He is a senior, so
I mean, it still would have been cool to win a national championship, but that's got to be way more satisfying, Colby, the fact that he played that big a part.
150%, Butch.
Under 10 to go now in the national championship game. John Butchergosh, Barry Melrose, Colby Cohen, Quint Kesnick. Molinar and the Huskies would love to get one. Would love to see that light. Let's take a look at the Capital One Cup standings. The update as teams compete for a combined $400,000 scholarship donation from the folks from Capital One. Alabama, another great year for their program. Baylor, congrats to their national championship in college basketball. You see the women's side as well. And Spencer Meyer, who wears that C so proudly and so well for the Huskies. Just can't seem to figure this one out now. Had some early chances, didn't get the breaks. And then from there, UMass started to make some great individual efforts, finish off some chances. Great effort from their goaltender, who has stopped all 19 shots the Huskies had thrown on him.
Yeah, I'm not scared to admit it. I want to see a goal scored by St. Cloud. I don't want these kids to work as hard as they have and go through what they did this year and get shut out in the national championship game.
Yeah, they had a good run in this tournament. They beat up on BU. They beat up on BC. You know, they ran their way here. They won a tough game against Minnesota State. And they had a lot of hard wins that you mentioned, Butchie, throughout the season against Duluth, North Dakota. I mean, they deserve to be here, but just not their night tonight.
2 years ago, UMass was shut out in the national championship game. That was one of those 6 we talked about. Yale shut out Quinnipiac here in 2013. One of BC's natties was a shutout win in 2010. Denver 2004. Back in 72 for your Terriers, Colby, in 1968 North Dakota won.
We like to do the flair for dramatic at BU, Butchie.
Denver, I should say, in 1968 as well. There's a shutout win for them in the national championship. It doesn't usually happen, but the Minutemen have a chance at that tonight with 8 minutes left here in Pittsburgh. That's Webster again, who has been moving well tonight. He's had a couple of chances. Reed Webster changed a couple of letters in his name, and his name is Red Lobster. Tranela. Empty in the tank here in Pittsburgh. There's Laganoff. Man, what a goal that was for him. Chips it in deep, a valuable player. Really has been a team effort since they started in Bridgeport and here in Pittsburgh. Everyone from the backup goalie to the equipment manager putting on a uniform and having a chance possibly to play.
And then breaking his skate the morning skate so he couldn't get out there.
Assistant coach has a wife home pregnant with twins. Ben Barr's wife, Tara, is expecting twins, a boy and a girl, to join their 3-year-old sons. There's a lot going on in this UMass hockey family, and they've worked through it all, and they're 7 minutes away. Amherst, Massachusetts. We'll show you the trophy presentation and the celebration here on ESPN. Proud to bring you the national championship game again. There's that 10 in a row, Butch. Saw that late. Not quite there yet, though. I know it feels like 10.
It does.
This is our 8th. We missed last year, so
Yeah, we missed last
next year would have been our 10th, but now it'll be our 9th in Boston. Heading to St. Louis soon, Las Vegas soon, back to St. Paul for the next 3 national championships. Boston will be the next one for the 4th. Here's Chow with Gaudette. Chow, shoot it. Sanders right.
We know we'll eat well, Butchie.
North end, baby. A lot of carbs. Walker had the big goal, the winning goal against Minnesota State in the semifinal game to bring St. Cloud State to this national championship game. The program Herb Brooks started to grow the game even more in Minnesota. Boy, is it growing. We mentioned, and that was a subplot to this Frozen Four. 3 Minnesota schools here and UMass.
And how many Minnesota kids are on all the other teams around the United States?
And this Frozen Four dominated by Minnesota foreign players.
And we got a new Minnesota team coming into college hockey, Division I next year, St. Thomas, where Rico Blasi will be at the helm. And it's good to see him back in college hockey.
Absolutely, that's going to be a great program in St. Paul. Beautiful campus, plenty of cash in the endowment kitty. Laganoff. Back to Mark Delgaizo. Blocked in front by a jumping Minuteman. And Bobby Trevino, that puck hit him, he'll change.
I think the coach told the Gaizo brothers maybe just to settle down later in the game. So don't take any penalties, anything that can let the other team back in the game, because they've been very tame last half of this game. They played with a lot of emotion, a lot of fire.
2-on-1, just wide as UMass looks to build on that lead. Great opportunity there. What a nice pass by George Mika. They're still coming.
I was thinking the same thing. They're skating hard.
Ryan Sullivan had a tap-in chance just off his stick. 4.5 to go. This is happening for all those UMass fans. And again, 4 or 5 years ago, you could not picture this possibly happening. So for all those programs out there in the cellar of their conference, teams who are trying to scrap their way back up. Colorado College, Miami University, and Oxford. Just do the right things. In 3 to 4 to 5 years, you can win yourself a national championship. UMass took all the proper steps. Got to get a break, obviously, but identifying talent, developing talent, creating a culture you talked about, Barry.
Yep.
You've won as a junior coach. You've won as an AHL coach. Now to Rondak. Always played on a national championship. He was around the Boston Bruins when they won their Stanley Cup as well. There are formulas, and if they're followed, and you get some breaks. UMass got breaks today with crossbars and goalies making the big saves, that it can be done.
Yeah, and it's all about the man at the helm, creating the culture. Jack Parker, Claude Julien, Mary Melrose, I mean, you name it. There's one thing in common. It's a great leader at the head of the program.
One more TV timeout for Greg Carvel and his staff to talk to his boys. Bobby Trevino, Walter Brown Award winner. He deserves one in the title game. The Minutemen are going to come home champions. Greg Carvel might be getting a contract extension soon from AD Ryan Bamford as the Minutemen seeking their first national championship in program history. From dormant to doormats, and that smile says it all. They know it's going to happen, Barry. And it's a
Give him a 20-year deal, man.
This is like having a 5-shot lead. Proud of what you've done. How about that? So he's basically giving his victory speech in the locker room now, but also telling Barry Wright to finish off the job the right way.
Well, what they built here with the culture, no one's going to take any time off. They know what it takes. They're paid to play 60 minutes. They're going to play 60 minutes. Fantastic job of coaching. We've seen his games. We've met him. Great guy, great leader, great mentor, and you can tell that by the way the kids play so hard and carry themselves.
Supplemental draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and here he wins his national championship in Pittsburgh. Good defensive forward for St. Lawrence, captain, so you knew he had a coaching gene in him.
Yep, leadership.
Hey, coming up, top-ranked boxing from Tulsa, featuring WBO light heavyweight title, Joe the Irish Bomber Smith Jr., and Russian Maxim the Kill Vlasov, who's been impressive since moving down from the cruiserweight division. Barry was talking about that over dinner last night. Combined 71-6, 47 knockouts. Joe Smith, still a member of the local 66 Union on Long Island.
You don't give that up, man. You keep that your whole life, brother.
UMass tonight, they scored an even strength goal. Scored in the power play, scored shorthanded. For people here in Pittsburgh, remember Mario scoring 5 different ways here in the game against the Devils. They are called UMass, but no players from Massachusetts in this game tonight. Again, they're built from all around North America and Finland.
That's got to change, Johnny.
Everything's fine. You're winning, Barry.
Yeah.
But Phil Shirley will perhaps start to get some top-flight Massachusetts.
That's right. I can't believe you watch this team play, watch how they carry themselves, watch what happens around them, watch the culture that we talk about.
There you go.
That you wouldn't want to come to this university.
Celebratory beer to get the Patriots mask. You saw the wagon T-shirt. Maybe they will become a wagon.
Yeah.
State of Massachusetts, now 5 natties for BU, 5 for BC, 1 for Harvard, and now UMass adds the 12th for the state of Massachusetts. Should be quite proud of that. The trophy is just 2 minutes and 17 seconds away. There it is. And we've seen great pictures from Carvel. First, they won the regular season Hockey East title a couple of years ago. And that look on his face was like, wow, what a moment of rage and happiness it was. Then, for the first time to win the Hockey East Conference tournament this year. And again, he said, grab that trophy. Drink it in, appreciate it, no superstition, touch it, pick it up. And now tonight, they're going to pick up that NCAA Men's Hockey Championship trophy, as the women of Wisconsin did in Erie under head coach Mark Johnson. And they're going to hold that thing, and they're going to be champions forever. They will skate together forever after tonight. Meanwhile, on the other end, Filip Lindberg trying to get the shutout. He's going to need a little help. He's seeking his 4th career shutout in the NCAA tournament, which would be an NCAA record.
Well, he's got to go to the bench and get fixed up. Broken string.
See if he's allowed to, if someone's allowed to tie that in. I'm sure that should be a problem there.
I don't think St. Cloud's going to complain about the extra time.
Quinn Kesnick, what's it like down there?
Equipment manager Josh Penn is working on the goalie mask. Matt Murray's right behind Josh, and student equipment manager Zach Stagmeyer standing up on the bench, not in equipment tonight.
Well, he's got his other work clothes.
Yeah, he's got the
He's in his
pullover.
trainer clothes.
He's got the pullover that the coaches wore all year long. That was the pullover that the UMass coaches wore all year long. They went to the regional and wore them, and then come Frozen Four,
UMass is wearing the suits.
For the first time all year, the coaches wore suits. Once they came to the Frozen Four, Greg Carvel thought, hey, this is the Super Bowl of college hockey. Let's dress properly.
They didn't wear sweatpants. They put suits on. And look at, you win a championship.
So Greg Carvel will join the championship coaches in state of Massachusetts schools. Kelly, Snooks and Jack, Cleary, Parker, York, and now Carva. All have brought national championships to Massachusetts. And Northeastern's a strong program. UMass Lowell could join that list one day. Norm Bazin has a great thing going. .90 seconds left. Lindberg trying to finish the job with that shutout. The Minnesota Wild draft pick. Just another Minnesota flavor to this Frozen Four. But it will be Massachusetts, alma mater of Dr. J, Julius Erving, that wins their first national. Maybe Dr. J's watching. Doc, if you're watching.
I'm sure he is.
Your UMass is going to win a national championship.
Well, would Marcus Canby be watching?
I would think all the alum would be.
I know James Marcoux is watching. I've been seeing his tweets and his texts all night.
Jonathan Quick, Cale McCarr, Lindberg cover that out. He's 64 seconds away from a shutout, and Felix will skate away. He understands the frustration from his opponent. And there's, of course, Easton Brodzinski, and that's the look right there. Injured, and we thought at some point, Barry, it might catch up. Maybe he could have scored a big goal in this game early, changed the complexion of it. He's their best goal scorer. He's that one weapon they really have. And once he went out, they won the semifinal game, but weren't able to
and they
do it today.
2 nights ago, they played very, very well in their game and looked very dangerous. So.
Bobby Trevino is going to win the most outstanding player award of this Frozen Four. He set up the winning goal in overtime to wait. Been really good. The other squad from this Frozen Four: Nathan Smith, Bobby Trevino, Nolan Walker, Zach Jones, Matthew Kessel, Filip Lindberg. They're on the all-tournament team. Congratulations to all those players who played so well. All the UMass fans are on their feet. They're waving the maroon flag of the UMass Minutemen. They're clapping their hands. They got their UMass colors on. Taking about the 10-hour drive or so, 8 to 10 hours to get here from Western Massachusetts and Amherst here to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Greg Carville clapping for those fans. That's Jared DeMichael. Point, there's Ben Barr to your right. White Terre home, running the Twins. The Sevich's family's here, running to the Del Gaizo's at our hotel.
This feeling is so good, knowing that you're going to win. No pressure on you, just savoring it. Patting the guys in the back. You know, just I love the way you play, man. You came here and played so hard for me. It's a real special time between a coach and a group of guys.
An 8+ period is Lindberg. Got to keep his shutout. Okabe over the net. 8 seconds to go. Kranila, redirection. Bouncing behind the net. Save. Watch out! Watch out! UMass are national champions. Fight song. The crowd singing the fight song in the stands. What a great scene. I got goosebumps. It's only 25% filled here, but these UMass fans are filling this 100% with their passion and their excitement for their school's first national championship.
Yeah, and I love hearing the song. The UMass song. That's what the fans at the Mullins Center in Amherst would be cheering. And it's not fun when you're sitting on that other bench and they're scoring. But boy, they deserve this moment. They were a very good team all year. They battled some ups and downs. We talked a lot about what happened 2 years ago, Barry, when they lost. And boy, did that help.
I don't think there's any doubt or any argument you can give that says that UMass is not the best team in college hockey. The teams that they beat to get here, all some blue chippers, great big teams that were used to going to the Frozen Four and winning the Frozen Four, and UMass beat them all. Great hockey team, great coach, great program.
These are the best hugs right here.
They are great hugs, Johnny, great hugs.
50 years from now, they'll call each other and talk to each other about this moment. Greg Carville's the man that made this happen, and he is with our Quint Kesnick on the Massachusetts bench.
Coach, you got me?
Yeah.
As you survey this scene, what's going through your mind?
Just very proud of everybody in our program. Where this program was 5 years ago, and now we're national champions. These kids have they've done it all. I'm so proud of them. I'm so thankful, very grateful.
You brought the team in with about 3 minutes to go in the game in a tight huddle. What did you say?
I asked them to soak it in, that they'd earned this. I asked them to just take a minute, soak the last 3 minutes in. I tried to. I told them I'm 50 years old. This is as good as it gets. And I want them to just take it in.
This year, everyone was provided with excuses, but it hit your team this weekend.
Yep.
To overcome the adversity. How'd they do it?
We're a team. We're not a couple of guys. We have not a lot of stars. We got a great team. A lot of good depth, a lot of good people. We were fine. I knew we'd be fine.
What stood out today, Coach, in this game?
Oh, I think the game was closer than the score. I don't know, we were opportunistic. I felt like we were opportunistic. We were obviously a very good defensive team. Okay, I got to go.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time.
He does not want to miss the team picture. We saw him in Bridgeport sprint across the ice before he talked to us.
He was flying.
Quint was able to get him before the picture. He wanted to respect Coach Carville. Quint's a great athlete himself. He knows what's going through these players and coaches' mind. You heard the emotion, Barry. That's what it's all about.
It is. I've been in that situation. I know the feeling both ways, winning and losing in a game like that. These kids will remember. And John, you hit the nail on the head. 40 years from now, and it happens to me all the time, it'll happen to everybody, you're still calling these guys and they're still your best friends. And if you need something, these are the guys that'll lend you money or take care of you or drive a long way to help you go to the doctor or something, because you're teammates forever.
And really stick taps to St. Cloud State and Brett Larson. They play in the strongest conference in college hockey, and it's tough. And they had their bubble to start the season in Omaha, and then they worked their way through the NCAA tournament. They got here. They came from behind in shocking fashion to beat Minnesota State. They make it to the title game, but then unable to get the job done. Bobby Trevino, what a strong season for him. Quint Kesnick.
Bobby, you finished it off in style tonight. What's this like? How do you explain this?
This is amazing. These seniors have worked so hard for this. They completely changed this program around, and they absolutely deserve this. I'm so happy for them.
How does that happen? How does Coach Carvel come in and completely flip the switch on this program?
It's the culture. You know, he cares about character more than skill, and that's what we're building here. We have a hell of a lot of character, and I'm so happy to be part of it. It's crazy.
Where did that character and culture show up on Thursday and tonight?
Just to compete out there, just battling hard. I don't even know what to say. It's just so crazy. We just willed this one to victory.
Bobby, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, we have a trophy presentation to go, so players and coaches don't have to worry about missing the team picture because the trophy's not here yet. That's the picture they want. There it is, the national championship trophy. We go to Robert Sebastian in-house.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. It's our pleasure to begin the 2021 NCAA Men's Frozen Four National Championship Awards ceremony. At this time, please turn your attention to center ice to join the NCAA Division I Men's Ice Hockey Committee Chair, Michael Kemp, for the presentation of the 2021 NCAA National Championship Trophy.
What a tournament and what a game tonight. First of all, on behalf of the NCAA, the Division I Men's Ice Hockey Committee, and hockey fans from across the country, I want to express great thanks to Sport Pittsburgh, the local organizing committee, PPG Paints Arena management and staff, and Robert Morris University for their great efforts in putting this tournament on over the course of the last 3 days. A lot has gone into it, and it's one of those years where everybody fought through a tremendous disadvantage, and the hockey season was always in question. But people went forward, gave an effort, believed, and we ended up with a tremendous Frozen Four. A great congratulations is given out to the 4 teams that earned the right to be here. Minnesota Duluth, Minnesota State, St. Cloud State, and the University of Massachusetts. So now, without further ado, I would like to ask the captains of the University of Massachusetts to come forward and claim your trophy. Congratulations.
Man, what a feeling for Jake Gaudette to grab that championship trophy, and there it is, and there are all the hands. They all had a part in this. All those hands had a part in acquiring that trophy. What a story all year in college hockey, and what a story for UMass in particular.